Hello and welcome back to another Elden Ring video. In the last video I defeated Renala in Lorenia of the Lakes, and in today's video I'm going to Caelid to do my version of the randomizer challenge. So I head over to the Third Church America and take the teleporter to Caelid. Now that I'm in Caelid, I need to figure out what weapon I'll be using. Luckily, I got the claw mark seal, which you get from the beast clergyman, which is right next to me. For that, I take off all my gear from the last region and go get the claw mark seal. I already had a death root and got my first weapon. And because I got the seal, it would be extremely hard to beat this region, so I also went to go get a second weapon. I found a golden seed and got an extra flask. For my second weapon, I got the crystal spear, which you get from Caelid Hideaway Cave. On the way, I found the Church of Plague, which had a sacred tear, and leveled up my flasks. Finally, I get to the cave, and this weapon might be one of the most hidden ones in the game. There's many fake walls and a lot of turns, but I eventually find it. After all that, I find the crystal spear just behind another fake wall, and I equip my second weapon. I couldn't use it though, because it requires 16 intelligence and I only had 9, so I had to go to Renala to respec.
Now.
And then I get 16 intelligence and 17 faith, so I can use both my seal and spear. Now I need to go get incantations for my seal. And my first incantation is Bestial Constitutional, which you get from a scarab over by the dragon on the bridge. I didn't use this one much at all. It alleviates blood buildup and frost buildup, so it wasn't too useful at all. And my next incantation was Whirl of Flame, which kind of shoots fire in front of you. And then I got Flame Grant Me Strength, which you get behind Fort Gale. And my last incantation I got was Bestial Sling, but to get it I needed another death root. And the nearest death root was in Death Touch Catacombs, so I headed over to there. I pulled the lever to the boss room and headed to defeat the Black Knife Assassin boss. Kill the assassin, get the death root, and head back to the beast clergyman. Now that I got the bestial sling, I have all the incantations I need, and next I need to know what talismans I'll be needing. In my first talisman, I get the Radagon's Soar Seal, which you get in 4th Fair. While I'm here, I also get the right side of the Dectus Medallion. For my next talisman, I get the Flame Drake Talisman. Before I go get it though, I kill this big dragon for some free runes. Then I level up my weapons. And level up my strength and faith. I head to Dragonburrow Cave to defeat the Beastmen duo. They were pretty tough, and I died on my first attempt and many other times. So I headed over to the Scarlet Rot Swamp and killed the Clean Rot Knight many times for some armor. I found another golden seed, and then I went to Cheese the Knight's Cavalry for some extra runes. For this to work, I need him in this corner, and I eventually get him in there. I tried to bait him to jump off, but he doesn't, and I died. After probably 10 minutes, I finally get him to fall off, but I forgot to record it. And then I level up my summons and head back to the Beastmen duo. I feel a lot more confident with my armor and kill the first Beastman pretty easy. But the second one still kills me. On my next attempt, I do a lot better, and I was finally able to kill them. Now that I got the Flame Drake Talisman +2, the last thing I needed to do was figure out what crystal tiers I'll be using. And for my first crystal tier, I got the Windy Crystal tier, which you get from this crater in the ground. And it enhances dodge rolls for a time, which isn't too bad. My next crystal tier was the Opaline Hard tier, which you get from the Erdtree avatar. And this boss was extremely hard. I died a lot of times. So eventually, I just went to farm some enemies to level up. I leveled up my vigor and strength and went to go get a somber smithing stone 5 to level up my weapon. And even after leveling up and upgrading my weapons, I still died a lot of times. Until finally, I was able to kill the Hurt Tree Avatar. After killing the Erd Tree Avatar, I got the Opaline Hard Tier, and that's all the gear that I needed for the Caelid region. For my first boss, I went to go defeat the Falling Star Beast, which you find in the Celia Crystal Tunnel. Before I headed in, I leveled up my strength just a little bit. And this cave had a lot of smithing stones and a couple somber smithing stone 4s, so I collected all of those. I didn't even know there was a talisman down here, but you can get the Faithful Canvas Talisman just next to the boss room. The boss wasn't that hard, and I killed it pretty easy on my first try. After killing the Falling Star Beast, I get a Somber Smithing Stone 6 and a Bell Bearing for Somber Smithing Stone 1 and 2. Then I leveled up my spear and head to Celia Everjail. I tried to cheese the boss through the tree, but it didn't work like I thought it would. So I stopped trying to use the incantations because they were not that good. After killing Battle Mage Huge, I head to the Gale Tunnel to defeat the Magma Worm and get some more smithing stones. Before going to the boss, I find Alexander down here, and so I talk to him first.
Esteemed warrior, where did
Then I opened the door to the Magma Worm, and it was a pretty annoying boss. It kept doing this one attack where it just runs at you, and he just keeps doing it over and over again. Second attempt goes a lot better though, and I kill him pretty easy. After killing the magma worm, I level up my clawmark seal to plus 11, and then I headed over to the smoldering church to look for a sacred tear. But I get invaded by Anastasia, Tarnished Eater. After killing the invader, I find out that the church sadly doesn't have a sacred tear. Next, I headed over to the Erdtree avatar, but I forgot to record most of the fight. I killed the avatar on my first attempt though, and my next boss was the Deathbird. And this Deathbird was extremely hard. I probably died around 20 to 30 times trying to defeat this boss. First attempt didn't go so bad. I staggered him a couple times and took him down to almost a quarter health, but I still died. I had to level up my vigor and dexterity, but I still died many times before I was able to take down the Deathbird. Finally, I was able to take it down, and next I went to go defeat Commander O'Neill. I almost kill him on my first attempt, but I get ganged up on, and I forgot to record me killing him, so I came back later on to show that I defeated him. I found a Somber Smithing Stone 9, which will be very useful for whenever I get a weapon up to that level. Then I do some more farming to level up and go talk to Renala to respec. I lowered my faith just to be able to use Flame Grant Me Strength because the incantations were just not that good. My next boss was Flying Dragon Grail, so I headed over to the bridge. This boss was pretty hard, mostly because you're on a bridge and you can't move side to side that much. And like most of the other bosses, I died multiple times because it's Caelid and it's an extremely hard region. After a couple more attempts, I was finally able to kill the dragon. Next, I went over to kill the other dragon, Decaying Exeats or Exikes, however you say it. It was also another really hard fight and took multiple attempts. He had about 4 attacks that I really had to watch out for. The one where he sprays it in a straight line or side to side, and the one where he sprays straight to the ground was extremely hard to dodge and killed me a lot. And the last one to worry about was when he would fly up and spray the ground. And I was able to get him low multiple times, which made it really annoying. Finally, I was able to dodge his attacks and take him down. After killing Decaying Exikes, I tried to go defeat Radon, but the portal wasn't active. So I had to go to the Grand Lift and activate it. But that didn't work, and I figured out that you have to go to a Grace and talk to Melina. But before that, I just went to the castle to go defeat the boss. I went to defeat the lions before the boss, but I died, and one of the lions actually kills the other one for me. And I came back to defeat the other one. Before I could get to the boss, there were a lot of flamethrowers, and I almost died. Then went and got the Grace, so when I die I could respawn, and headed to the boss. I did really bad on my first attempt, and I thought this was going to be a 1v1, but he had a friend pull up, and I died pretty fast. My second attempt, I killed the Misbegotten Warrior pretty easy, and then it's just the Crucible Knight. But he still kills me. Finally, I was able to take him down, but he was really annoying. He kept tail whipping me and flying. After killing them, I headed to the Grayson Atlas Plateau to talk to Melina.
The Erd Tree. Only a little.
I thought I also had to do a little bit of Ronnie's quest, so when I was over there, I grabbed this helmet just because it's awesome. The portal finally works, and I headed over to defeat Radon. Once I was inside, I talked to everyone and got the festival started.
I was a little bug. By the by, well, to think. Oh, but
Before we begin, allow me to paint you the full picture.
I did pretty bad, so I just stuck to reviving people to defeat him. And I died pretty quick every time I even tried to poke him. And Radon took a lot of attempts to kill him. So I just revived people and tried to hit him with my incantations. It worked out pretty well, but it took a while. Phase 2 I did the same thing and I was able to kill him. Finally, I was able to take down Radon, and that's going to be the end of the video. This region was definitely the hardest region so far. All of the bosses were hard, and it took me forever to complete this region. So, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and come back to my next video where I'll be heading to Atlas Plateau in the Lindell region.